the man put a ring into the dog bowl. The next second, 2 rings appeared in the dog bowl. The man got extremely excited when he saw that. Then he put both rings back into the bowl. The next second, the rings turned into 4. Only then did the man realize that this dog bowl was no ordinary object. And the reason the man had this dog bowl had to be traced back to just a while ago. Just earlier, the man was about to propose to his girlfriend, but unexpectedly, he was betrayed and rejected by her because she had found a rich second-generation heir as her boyfriend. She looked down on the man for having no money or power and said he wasn't worthy of the person she had become. She even tricked him into giving up the antique shop left by his parents. Angry and upset, the man tried to confront her, but he ended up getting roughed up by the rich guy. Watching the 2 of them walk away, the man was filled with rage. He never imagined that saving every penny to support her would lead to such a result. He cursed himself, calling himself a big fool. Just as the man was about to leave in disappointment, an old beggar called out to him. The beggar said he was very hungry and asked if he could have the steamed bun in the man's hand. But the man hadn't eaten all day either. Seeing the beggar so pitiful, he decided to split the bun in half. Unexpectedly, the beggar snatched the bun and put it into a bowl. The next second, the bun became 4 buns. The man was too shocked to speak. He asked the beggar how he did it. Seeing the man's kind heart, the beggar told him it was the legendary magic bowl. Before the man could even react, the beggar mysteriously disappeared. To test if what the beggar said was true, the man took out a diamond ring and put it in the bowl. Sure enough, the bowl reproduced an identical ring. The man realized he had found a treasure. He instantly thought of a way to make money. He kept repeating the process non-stop. Soon, he had a whole bowl of rings. Then the man set up a stall by the roadside. As long as he sold all the rings he had, he could make a fortune. But when he stood up, he accidentally bumped into a passing beautiful woman. The woman saw his hand was in an inappropriate place and angrily called him a pervert. Just as the man was about to apologize, the next second, the woman noticed her high heel was broken. She immediately assumed the man had broken it and demanded that he compensate her. When the man learned he had to pay $10,000, he was instantly shocked, but he didn't have that much money on him. So he picked up a ring from the ground and offered it to her as compensation. He said plainly that he had bought the ring for $10,000. The woman immediately refused. She said the ring was clearly a fake. It wasn't even worth $30. Then she threatened to expose him online for selling counterfeit goods. The man was terrified when he heard that, so he suggested she have the ring appraised. The woman then called a rich young man from the top local jewelry store. She asked him to verify the authenticity. To her surprise, the rich young man was stunned at just one glance. He couldn't believe that a guy selling on the street could have gotten his hands on so many real diamond rings. He immediately wanted to speak to the man, but the woman thought it wasn't necessary for him to talk to a scammer. She tried to call the police right away to have the man arrested, but the rich young man insisted on talking to him. Helpless, the woman handed the phone to the man. When the rich young man learned that the man had 100 of those rings, he excitedly said he'd come over immediately. Unaware of the situation, the woman thought he was coming to teach the man a lesson, so she insulted the man for selling fakes right in front of him. But the next second, the rich young man told her that all the rings were real. This completely shocked the woman. She thought the rich young man had made a mistake. But what interested him wasn't the authenticity of the rings, but the fact that all the rings looked exactly the same. From the luster to the cut, they were completely identical. Such rare uniformity greatly increased their value. Before the man could say a word, the rich young man offered $3 million and bought all the rings from the man. Only then did the rich young man realize the man was no ordinary person. So he invited him to attend that evening's appraisal banquet. After the rich young man left, the man was truly ready to leave, but the woman stopped him. She begged him to take her to the appraisal banquet. After all, she felt she deserved some credit for his $3 million gain. At first, the man wanted to refuse, but thinking that his ex-girlfriend would also be there, he decided to take the woman to boost his own image. Soon, the two of them arrived at the banquet. The rich young man introduced his father to the man, but seeing the man dressed like a food delivery guy, the father felt he wasn't worthy of a handshake. He thought it would be an embarrassment. He even advised his son right in front of him to stay away from such poor people. Before the man could say a word, a rich heir and the man's ex-girlfriend walked over. They began mocking the man in front of everyone. calling him trash. They said he didn't belong in such a high-end place. Before the man could argue back, the daughter of the wealthiest man arrived with a group. It turned out her father was gravely ill. Today's banquet was meant to ask attendees to help find a magical elixir. Whoever could provide information about the elixir would be rewarded with $10 million in cash. The man was astonished to hear this. If he could provide the elixir, he'd be rich. But just as he thought that, the wealthy heiress announced in front of everyone that if someone provided the elixir, she would marry that person. Everyone was thrilled to hear this, but the problem was, no one could find the elixir. Seeing no one had a solution, the heiress was about to leave, but the man called out to her. He claimed he had the elixir she needed. Hearing this, the rich heir and ex-girlfriend couldn't stay silent. They said the man definitely didn't have it. He was lying. After all, someone who lived in a basement couldn't possibly have a priceless elixir. Before the man could say anything, the rich heir offered rare ingredients for refining the elixir and successfully earned the heiress's appreciation. The heiress asked him what reward he wanted. To everyone's shock, the rich heir publicly told the man to go die.